Mike. Just a note here on Mike. He's doing triple duty here this weekend. He's with Terrafina. I'll let him describe that. But we were gonna have Abram from Echo here, and with family, he couldn't be here. So he will just give you a little bit of a snapshot of Echo, and then later in this conference, he will be taking someone else's update because the Gary that was gonna do it is stuck in Haiti with no flight out. So Mike's doing triple duty.
Thank you, Earl. It was fun learning to know Earl on a week trip to Mexico. All right, so since most small-scale farmers do not eat 3 meals a day, I've worked it out with the organizers of this conference that we're not going to eat this evening, and I'm going to use up the time that you would have used to eat. All right, so I'm Mike Martin. I live in Florida between Tallahassee and Panama City in the Panhandle. I lived in Haiti for 14 years with my family, so that's a lot of my experience. I'm going to talk here about Echo, and Joel already gave us a little introduction. So Echo is all about training and networking. Hope against hunger. So they equip, they're global, and they give hope. We're going to talk about those a little bit. The part that I really want to emphasize is echocommunity.org. Every one of you, if you're doing agricultural development in a developing country, should have an account on Echo Community and be accessing their resources. So on Echo Community, there's conversations going on right now. If you have questions, ask them. They have the plants and seeds section of their website. You can order seeds, tropical varieties of seeds that you can try at the area where you're working. They have plant information pages. I just would like to say Echo has been extremely helpful for me. So I'm happy for the opportunity to talk about Echo. And I have ordered hundreds of packets of seeds from Echo and tried them. Most of them failed, but a few didn't. They have the plant information pages. You can look it up by plant topics. They have the seed bank. They also have publications. You should sign up for the Echo Development Notes. They've been publishing these since 1980, I believe, when Echo started. And so there's a host of information about all kinds of topics. They have, let's see here. They have the Echo Development Notes. They have technical notes for people that can read technical things. Research notes on things that they are actively researching at Echo. One of their recent researches is that plants actually don't need as much sunlight as you think they do. And maybe that coincides with John Kemp. Maybe if the plant is actually fully photosynthesizing, you can stack plants and you can have some trees and some lower plants, and a little bit of shade in the tropics is not harmful. Best practice notes, and they have the books. I highly recommend this book, The Agricultural Options for Small-Scale Farmers, especially the first section in there. If you're going to do agricultural development for small-scale farmers, you must read that first section. And then the rest of the book is kind of like a resource book. But that first section is extremely important. All right, you can look up things by topic. I just pull a little bit out. Like if you're working with farmers doing rice, you need to learn about SRI rice. If you're doing dryland farming, excellent place to find information. And these are all the different languages. So you can find resources in the language you're working in. And then the next is by region. So they have different regional centers. This is the one in Florida. The one in Florida handles this side of the world. They have agricultural classes, like Joel mentioned. And one coming up soon is Introduction to Tropical Agricultural Development. Extremely important if you're going to work in agricultural development, even if it's not in the tropics. They have the conference in November. If you're working in agricultural development, go to the conference. They have one in Asia. I was blessed last month to be at the ECHO conference, the ECHO facility in Asia, which is where I bought this North Thai shirt from the Asia Impact Center. It was a workshop on faith and farming. So if you want to see how the Bible talks about farming for small-scale farmers, excellent resource. They have classes there. If you're working in Asia, check them out. Use them. Use this resource. There's one in East Africa, in Tanzania. There's one in West Africa, in Burkina Faso. Excellent resources to help you on the journey to learn how to do agricultural development. And then they have this section of their website, the research section, which is extremely interesting for those of you that are interested in research. All right, very good. Any questions about ECHO?
Were you joking when you said you bought hundreds of packets of seeds and most of them didn't grow?
No, I was not.
So that doesn't seem like very good advertising. Why didn't they grow?
No, they grew. They failed for me. They didn't work in my conditions. So part of agricultural development is understanding your context. And I'll echo what John said earlier. He said, there's no formula. And so if you take seeds that may have worked everywhere else in the world except in your context and you try them, they'll probably fail in your context. Every context is different. You can learn from everybody else that's worked everywhere else, but it still might not work in your context. The seeds were good seeds. They weren't for my climate, and I failed too. Okay, so the seed bank is for people to do trials. That's the purpose of the seed bank, is so that it's very small packets for development workers, and then you try it in your area, and then you multiply the seeds from that. Around the world. Perfect. Lots of things that y'all wouldn't recognize. Velvet, bean, chaya, lab. Excellent crops. Yes, and I still get seeds from them, and I keep trying.
But you able to find some that were actually new to your area and were successful?
Yes. I'm always collecting seeds. That's part of being an ag guru, is that you're collecting seeds, you're collecting plants, you are stretching the rules on what you can take in your suitcase across borders. That's true. Seeds are very tricky. And when you get in tree seeds, it's even trickier. Some of them you have to use sandpaper. Some of them you need to put in the refrigerator for a while first.
Do they usually send the instructions out?
The instructions are with it. Yes. Most of them germinated. Most of them just weren't adapted for my climate.